Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I'm Ryan Bolin. Thank you all for joining me. Breitbart News is doing something revolutionary. I won't even say Breitbart News. I'll say Breitbart. Breitbart is doing something revolutionary. And that is they're going to enter into the film industry. Their first time entering into the film industry with a movie that they have produced entitled My Son Hunter. Now, the trailer will be coming out the 26th of this month. And then the actual movie will be coming out September the 7th. The movie is not a documentary, and it's a fictional lie, and it's not a documentary, and it's fiction, but it is based on factual data concerning Joe Biden and his son. Okay, and I believe I left a link to the article in the description box below, and you'll see the pictures of different actors and so forth that's in the movie. And I think this is very exciting for the part of Breitbart News, but also for the part on conservatives. And the reason why I believe that this is extremely important is because a lot of conservatives feel like they're not making any inroads with the people. It's like it's extremely difficult to show people the conservative worldview. Not so much trying to win them over as much as it is just simply trying to show them the conservative point of view. They're constantly being bombarded with the left's point of view, and they hardly ever hear the conservatives' point of view from conservatives. It's always, whenever the conservative point of view is given, it's always from the left, which is always twisted and messed up. Okay. Now, the reason why I think this is extremely important, as the article will go on to say, but I'm going to give a little bit more detail on that, is that this is what it's all about. And what I mean by that is that the left have taken control of the culture. This is not just a political situation. This is a culture war. And some of you may have heard that term, but this is actually a culture war. And the left has inroads on the culture war. And what do I mean by that? The left has control in the entertainment industry. Whether it's sitcoms on TV, hour-long cop shows or detective shows or whatever, movies, books. When it comes to the entertainment industry, the left has taken control of that. And this is important for those on the right, because those on the right and conservatives and Republicans are always concerned about, we just got to get the right person in office. If we get the right person in office, we're good. Get the right person in office, get the right person. And that's cool and that's good. But as one particular commentator said, the culture, or pop culture rather, speaks louder than the politician. Because the pop culture is all about that, popularity. The pop culture is about entertainment and making people feel good. And when you make people feel good and you entertain them, it's easier to push your worldview. It's easier to get into the minds of the individual. And I hate to say it that way, but if the conservatives are going to really convince, or rather really persuade, same thing, convince, persuade individuals in this country, they're going to have to get more involved in the actual culture war. They're going to have to start making more movies. They're going to have to start making more sitcoms. They're going to have to start making more books. They're going to have to start digging more into the entertainment industry. It's not just politics. It's not just getting the right person in the House and the right person in the Senate and the right president. It's more than that. It's the entertainment industry. It's all about the pop culture. That's what changes people. Remember in the 90s? Former President Bill Clinton, one of the reasons why so many people liked Bill Clinton was because he was involved in the people. He was on, I forget what show he was on. I forget one of them late night shows that he was on, but he was on that late night show. It might have been David Letterman, playing the saxophone and all this. And in spite of the fact that he was involved in some really sexually provocative stuff, and you all know, people still liked him because he was involved in the culture. He was involved in entertainment. He knew how to entertain the people. He knew how to make the people feel good. See, whereas the Republicans were so busy trying to get the right person in office, And that was one of the faults of Republicans. They were not in touch and in tune with the culture. We just need to get some people in office, and we get some Republicans in office, we cool. No. You got to dig down into the culture, the pop culture. You got to make songs and make movies and make books and stuff like that attracts the people, that gets into the people's emotions. I know it sounds almost like propaganda, but if you're going to win this culture war, then that's how you're going to have to do it. You just can't focus on politics. And I'm glad that Breitbart is doing this, because they understand, as the article goes on to say, that we are in a culture war. That's what we're in. Let me say this in the ending of this video. When Hitler was taking power and control over Germany, one of the things that he did in order to convince the Germans that the Jews were subhuman is he used propaganda films. They had to see these propaganda films, propaganda movies, where they would show Jews and merchants selling goods and so forth, walking around with their suits, and then they would show a scene of rats scurrying along the walls of buildings, and they would connect these two scenes together, rather, to show that the Jews were nothing more than vermin. And they would push this on the German people as propaganda to convince the German people that the Jews were nothing more than vermin, which made it easier for the Nazis to wipe out 6 million Jews. What am I saying? Propaganda in the culture. Hitler understood, in order to be able to influence the people, you had to get into the culture. You had to make movies that influences the mind and the visual. People are visual. They visual. People like to see. That's why when you make movies that are really, really spectacular, people get all into the special effects and music and all. They're into all of that. They're feeling all that. They're not listening to the dialogue. Just like with music, people mostly are listening to the beat. They're listening to the beat. You know, whether it's 70s disco music, R&B, rock and roll, hip hop, they're listening to the beat. They're really not really paying attention too much to the lyrics. It's the beat and the catch line that gets them. But the lyrics and the dialogue could be corruptive. But in order to get the person to believe in what's being said, you have to put the emotional aspects on it. The music, you got to make the music be the thing that attracts them. You got to make the visuals. When it's a movie, it's visuals and music. But when it's music, it's just the music itself, not the lyrics. The lyrics are played to the beat of the music and vice versa. So if you want to subvert the mindset of the people, you got to make a catchy beat and then put the lyrics in there. So going back to the Hitler situation, this is exactly what happened. And the people were convinced that, hey, the Jews were nothing more than vermin, no different than vermin, no different than rats. So it was easy for him to wipe out 6 million Jews. Let's come on back to 2022 America. Conservatives need to get more involved in the culture war, not just the political war, the culture war. Make movies, songs, comedy sketches, do all these things. Get back involved in the culture like they were before the 60s and see how things change. But that's what I wanted to say about that. What do you guys think about that? I think this is good news. What do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. God bless you all, and see you again.